Coming up on today's episode, good Sunday morning to you all, YouTube. It is 10:54 now in the AM. I am at the bench, as I think you can plainly see. I'm looking for my pointer. I don't see it. I'm going to take this one here. It's nice and red, so you can see it. You see there's a white spot right there. I don't know if you can see that on the camera or not. I don't have a good angle. I need to get my other camera boom on the other side of this mounted, and because I can't really get, I can get this side of that MFP on that side, but this side you need the other side. So does that make any sense? I don't think it does. I think I'm going to completely reprint this panel here. For one thing, you can see there's a big gap here. That needs to be fixed, addressed. And the way I'm going to do that is put a lip on this to where it holds it from bending. And like I said, I'm going to reprint this and get all this redone. This is broke out down at the bottom here. I don't know how well you can see that on the camera, but there's a whole section that's broken out and that needs to be fixed. You'll notice there's a white piece behind here, top and bottom. I reprinted the piece that was in there. I didn't like the way it was because it was separate from this piece was separate from the end piece, and it never did hold together, and this was broke down here, and I didn't like that, and so I printed up a new one yesterday, and it had some problems printing. I don't know how you can see there, but there's a gap there, but that's not a big deal because it still catches what it needs to catch, and this catches the rest of it. So I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to leave that like it is, and that's going to stay like it is. It's good and solid in there, and that's what I wanted. There is a slight overhang here on the back side. That's not a big deal. The top is pretty much flush, but the bottom here is got a gap to it. I didn't get it over far enough. This did not print as well as the top. You can see the gap the top left right there. And this one didn't do that as well, and it needs to be more of a gap. It needed to be moved over there when I mounted it, but that's not a big deal either because it's not even visible. So I'm not going to worry about that. You can see there is a speaker hooked up here, and if you hear me turn that on, you can hear it hum, I think. And if I can find the probe, you can see that works. So that is the BDST1 signal tracer inside there, and I did get all that fixed. But like I said, I'm not really crazy about this panel here. I looked at it. I don't know exactly what I was thinking when I printed this, but that thing's only about 1 millimeter thick, and it's nowhere near thick enough for this heavy of a radio. There is a shelf on the bottom of this to hold this up, but it just pulled that in when it did that, and I need to, like I say, a lip to go on each side, probably on each side of it, and we'll do that and get that fixed up. But that's not where why I'm here today. I want to get this cleaned up. I've got a radio I want to work on. Some of you guys may recall, I'll flash up a picture. This radio, I worked on it. Come June, it'll be 2 years ago, and that's the last time I worked on it. We got it down to a voltage problem, or either that or a short in the radio circuit itself. So like I said, I never did take it any further, and I want to do that. I just kind of, after watching everybody else work on the radios thing, I got to missing the, me working on one. So I thought, well, I'm going to do that. And so that's what I'm going to do. But I need to clean this bench off first because I'm not having it like it is. And I think for the time being, I may just go ahead and put a screw in that. In fact, it's not really bothering me. It's a little loose there, obviously. But that's not a big deal. It won't affect anything. And until I make a new one of these, I think probably I'll just leave it like it is. and that's, you know, for like I say, it's not going to hurt anything. Everything works on it that it's like it should. So like I said, I may just go ahead and leave that for now, but clean the bench off and then go from there, because I could get, sometimes I get involved doing things like this and I lose track of where I'm going as far as what I was planned on doing was work on the radio, and I wanted to get that done. So let me get this cleaned off and we'll bring you back. I just wanted to point that out, that I did have the BDST back in service again. And so, alright, we'll be back in a bit. Alright, I think I mentioned earlier that before I started cleaning the bench that I was going to be working on this radio, I think. Maybe I'm not. Anyway, this is the Aliza radio. You guys may recall it from a couple years ago. It's a transistor AM FM radio. Obviously an off-brand, Aliza, never heard of it. But anyway, it's not a bad looking radio. It comes with the what do you call it, the earphone jack. Everything is here. It's pretty much complete. I was able to finally get this figured out. I do have power going in here now. It took me a minute or two figure out. This is the leads going in from the transformer, the AC going in here. Rectified comes out here on this pad here, and the center tap is over here for the transformer. And right now I have 5.386 volts, and if I turn it on I have 6.8 volts. Now I'm not sure exactly why it goes up when you turn it on, but it does. It did. So that's one thing, okay? Now, there's a couple of things here that are leading me to believe there's a problem with a wiring issue here. I have several wires that are not connected to anything. I don't know how we can see that. That's probably the antenna lead. I'm just guessing by the way that looks. I have this wire coming around here, red wire, and you can see it ends up here, and it's cut a certain way. You can see it's like sliced on an angle, and I've seen another wire here, if I can find it. I had it here a minute ago. There it is. That's also sliced on an angle. So I'm thinking these two go together, but I can't be certain of that. Like I say, I really don't know for sure, but that's the only two red wires that I have that are not connected to anything are these two here, so it makes sense that they would go together. I do have a black wire that's not connected to anything. I don't know if you can see it or not. I don't even know where it's at, but it's on the other side probably. But anyway, that's that. This is the, I believe the AC battery or AC DC switch, I think. I'm going to switch that, see if that makes any difference at all in our voltages or any other thing about this. So we'll check that. I still have I have 7 volts now. Well, it's D or minus, but that doesn't matter. That thing's right in the way, isn't it? Yeah, 7.7 volts now with that switched. Again, the transformer getting a little warm, not overly warm. Let's turn it off. And my daggone meter and me is not getting along at all. Let's go back again, see if that made any difference. We're back to 5.4 now. So I don't know which is which here. If you look at the front where the switch was, it just says off, on, and charge is all it says. I believe on the side there is another thing there, but I don't even see that now. There was, oh, I know it's in the bag here. Yeah, here it is. There's another thing there, but it doesn't really tell what it is as far as what's on it. So I'm not really sure about that. So Like I say, I think, like I said, this is one thing that needs to be hooked up right here. And I mean, the only thing I can do is try it and see. And if it works, it works. If it don't, it don't. Pretty much the way I look at it. Oh, give me some strippers here. Get one of these here. See if we can get this connected without too much trouble. Alright, that's connected. That didn't make any difference at all. I don't know if it did in the voltage or not. We can try that again. 5.3 with it off. Might help if I turn it the right way. Oh, okay, now we're getting there. This is the condition we had last time. Oh, no, there it is. 7.6 volts. So we do have DC voltage going in. Now this, I think when that happens, when we do that, I think this starts to get to warm. I can feel a little bit warmth coming out of it now. Not great, I mean it's not hot, but I can feel warmth. So I don't really know if I've still got this hooked up wrong or right or what, but I do know it makes a difference with the transformer when it's on. So what I'd like to do is hook up the meter in between here and here and see if there's any actual... Now that's coming from the battery compartment over here, and that's that red wire comes through here and goes over to here, and that's what I'm hooked to. But I still think that's where it goes because, like I said, there is no other wires there. Now whether that's nothing to do with this, I don't know, but so anyway, like I said, just trying to figure this out. Not the easiest thing in the world to figure out. Got a lot of bad solder on this stuff too. I don't know, that could be part of the problem. As looking at this, I think this radio set a long time. I don't think it was used a lot, but I think it's set because that may say something to the fact that it didn't work right or something like that, and it's just sort of set aside. But this, I believe, is the AM/FM switch. So you switch that over and see if that makes any difference at all, which it doesn't. So I think what I'm going to do is set my meter up to monitor the current between those two places and just see if that makes any difference, any current flows or whatever. I don't see how it could between, you know, the battery over there. In fact, I'm almost knowing that it can't do that. So I'm not really, but where else would it go? That's my point. So, you know, like I say, it does connect to the positive terminal, I believe, over here, and that's all where it goes. So it's really not gonna, that's not gonna tell us anything. So we're not gonna mess with that. I think that's just for the battery and battery only. Don't know why it's set up like it is and why it wouldn't go through the switch like the other one would, but that's that. That's that. So I would like to know about the current draw on this, and kind of like to monitor that, see if we're having any current going through it or not. That would be kind of helpful to know, I think. But I really can't see any place easy to get to break the circuit to where I can monitor the current. Actually, it would work better with the battery thing that like I had, but I don't really have any batteries. Well, let's see, this is broke. That's another thing that's got to be fixed, but I do have the piece for it. And so I don't know that I'm any further closer than I was, and like I said, I don't even know if I'm going to post this, to tell you the truth. This is not really very helpful, very anything, it really. So I thought about taking a 9-volt battery and using that. I would kind of like to see if it draws current. Maybe I can do that. Let me hook up a 9-volt battery real quick and see if I can do that. So hang on. Alright, I do have a meter hooked up now. Basically, I know what I forgot to do. Let me hook this back up. I forgot to hook the wire back up. Won't get any voltage flowing that way for sure. Not that I think I will anyway, but never can tell until you try, right? Alright, turn that back on. Oh yeah, there we go. Now we got some current flowing. We got backwards, but other than that, let's turn this around. I like things to be going the right way. Where is my other end? Yeah, I'm still minus, but I didn't really change anything around, to tell you the truth. Okay, so the switch works. Doesn't draw anything. Turn it on. Turn it all the way up. It draws 44 milliamps. No, that's saying amps. Wait a minute. let me double check that. Oh, I'm on milliamps. Can't be. Let's see. Yeah, milliamps. All right. 40 milliamp basically, with all the way up, all the way down, 33. So definitely some difference there as far as that's concerned. I don't know that it means anything. The other thing I'm thinking about, maybe we got a bad speaker, we got a bad. I looked at the original what do you call on this, where I did do a little troubleshooting on this, and we did try messing with this earphone jack, thinking maybe that was part of the problem. But again, that other thing that makes me wonder about everything is that other wire that's off. It's a black wire, and if that was supposed to go to the speaker or something of that sort, then got to be something. Let's see what happens when we switch from AM to FM. See what the current draw does then. We'll just put it on there and see. Oh yeah, it changes from 20. Let's see, from 31 to, yeah, it didn't change back. Really doesn't change much at all. I'm going to switch this other switch, see if this does anything. It really doesn't do much of anything. So I don't think that's necessary. So I don't know if the, probably the audio amp, I'm guessing, is what's not working. So, like I said, I don't know what kind of voltage we have on it either. It's a 9-volt battery. Usually you can get away with a little small transistor radio battery like that. It won't over amp anything. So, and it was already drawing close to 8 volts anyway with the transformer. So, the transformer was putting out close to 8 volts. So that's not really going to be a big deal. That meter, I tell you what, it really bugs me. I'll try to switch this on. Oh, probably the worst meter I ever bought. And it does work somewhat. Like I say, it really makes a big difference when you turn it up. So that seems to indicate to me that the audio amp is working. It's just not going anywhere. So let's try something here. Now that I have my signal tracer going, wouldn't that be nice to have that in play and just see if there's anything there when we turn it on. Find us a good negative here. Let's see. Not really sure how this is working as far as what's what, but I'm going to say this might be negative here. Let me get another clip lead. Just see. if this does anything at all. Alright, where's our, I think these are it here. I haven't got it on yet, so. Oh yeah, there's a radio. Let's switch it over to FM or whatever it's on here now. Let's switch it over, see what we get. There we go. Alright. So we know, just by using the signal tracer, that our audio amp is not working. I say our audio amp, our speaker may be bad, but you know, it's somewhere in the audio section. The radio seems to be working just fine. That is the local station.
For the WCCB listing area. A freeze warning remains in effect until 9 o'clock this morning. Widespread frost.
So there you go. Let me turn that off. So that pretty much proves that. And that's a step closer to getting it. I'm going to say capacitors are main problem with this. I don't know for sure, obviously. But I'm thinking. So we know definitely that now this wire here goes together, and we can fix that problem if nothing else, and at least have that done. So I'm happy again that it's working like it is. Now see, I want to show you my meter here. This is what it does. After it's on a while, now this is, if you press the range switch and press the power switch on the same time, the meter will stay on. But it doesn't work, so it's useless. So I don't know if Greg's got the same meter. I'm going to have to find out if his does the same thing. But like I say, if you turn it off and then back on, it'll work just fine. Well, maybe it will. Maybe not. Huh. Now it's not working at all. Let me unplug that. It's still beeping. Huh. It's all it's done. Well, that is weird. Like I said, I don't know what the problem is with it. Let me put that back in there and just see. Maybe it's hooked up or something. I don't know if that would do anything. Try that and see. Nope. Well, that's the end of that one, I guess. I'd find another one that'll fit in there. This one, like I said, been a big POS anyway. I thought it was going to be a good one because I liked the way it looked. Looks aren't everything, as they say. So that's the end of that. I don't know if maybe if I reset it by turning the electric off. Let me try that real quick. Now it usually comes back on its own, so it didn't. So obviously it is kaput. K-A-U-P-U-T, kaput. Oh, there it goes. Hey, it's back. Yay! Nothing hooked up to it, but what the heck. Let's see what we get now. I think this is auto sensing for one thing. And when you put in a meter, or what do you call it there, and then put it in at one of the amp jacks, it automatically senses that you're doing that and allows you to measure current. Now this may not work because it looks like it's all lit up again. Oh, that's work. It tried to work. Let's see if I can turn it off and turn it back on. Oh, whatever it is, it just threw it for a loop, and it's not working good. So it's trying to do something. Here it comes back. I don't know if it's got something to do with me pushing on it. I wouldn't think that would have anything to do with it. Shouldn't. Well, watch what happens when I press or plug this in. Let me get this out of the way a little bit more if I can. There we go. Yeah, it's alright. Watch what happens when I plug this in. See if it don't get brighter. See? Look at there. Everything goes crazy. Let me try plugging this one in and see what happens. Nothing happens there. See what happens there. No, it definitely makes a difference. And it's not working. That's part of the problem right there, I think. Well, I don't think, I know. It's that center jack, I guess. You don't even have to push it in hard, just touch the probe. Let me turn it on and see what the radio on. Well, it made a difference there, but not here. I don't know. I ain't gonna worry about it. It'll go off. See if it goes off by itself now. Back to the radio. Anyway, so we know now that the audio amplifier is the bad part. Now I would kind of like to see if it works with the power from the what do you call it? I think that would be a good idea to do that. So while my signal tracer is still hooked up, let's do that real quick and see if it does actually work off of that. I think we have a bad filter cap. That's what it sounds like. It does work though. So at least we know that. Now, obviously that's F or AM, so let's see if FM works at all. Nope, don't hear it. Seems like it's wanting to. I'm wondering if this switch might be dirty. Alright, so that's working. Just the AM anyway. So there we go. We got we got it a little bit closer to it. AM works, no audio. FM has a problem, and it could be that switch. Probably cheapest switch they could make at the time. So, alright, that's going to do my first attempt at doing something on a radio. This, like I said, I didn't know if I was going to post this or not, but I'm glad I went ahead and did. I want to disconnect this battery. I'm a meter. I'm gonna have to. I hate the meter anyway. Other than the fact that it really looks good on camera. The display does anyway. So that's about the only thing I like about it. Other than that, you know, I've got better meters here that that would work. So Anywho, that's going to wrap this up. Like I said, this is my continued. I guess this is part 2. I don't know if you guys go back 2 years and on my channel, you'll see part 1 was when we looked at it. But at that time, I thought when you turned the radio on, the voltage went away. But I think it was just making a bad connection, because I've noticed that with this. When I try to press down on the lead, you have to really press down some of them. I guess the oxidation, I cannot say that. Oxidation, whatever, is bad on the solder or whatever, and just doesn't allow a good connection. So, like I say, off camera, I'll fix this, get that working, and like I say, I'll go ahead and check some caps, and we'll go from there. I don't know why I disconnected the battery. The daggone thing's plugged in. That was the one I need to unplug. But anyway, like I say, yeah, it's not warm. I wouldn't even call that lukewarm. So obviously it's working pretty good. So happy about that. Like I say, this is going to do me. Beautiful day out there today. It is, I think in the 60s, close to 60, somewhere around there. I think this week's supposed to be pretty good, and kind of happy about that. So. All right, back with you once more. It's 3:27 now in the afternoon. As you can hear, this is playing. Now, the whole experience on this has been kind of weird. This has been no different. I wanted to test the speaker, so I basically took that 9-volt battery that we had here, and I just touched it across the terminals, and it sparked. Well, it didn't spark, but it made a sound. So I thought, well, okay, let's try and see if I can get any output there at the where it connects here on the circuit board. And I was going to use my signal tracer, and when I went to turn it on, I hadn't got the signal tracer hooked up yet, but it came right on. Just like it had played all its life. So I'm going to try FM again, now that I have I do have an antenna hooked up. Doesn't seem to do anything on FM. So I'm not really sure. Oh, okay, wait a minute now. There is a wire off there. So that's kind of weird. It's not really off, but it's cut. Now I'm wondering if that was well, why would that? Okay, let me try this one. Let's just see what it does when I hit there. I think we found our missing wire. I'm kind of glad I didn't hook the other one up now. Not really sure where that one goes, but it's obviously off too. But this one evidently is the FM. Trying to hold it on there and tune it. Let me see if I can get a clip lead on there and do it that way. Not really sure what that, but now I'm thinking maybe that was. Maybe I'm jumping AM. Get our station back on. Now, switch it and see if it's a different song. It kind of sounds like the same thing coming through there. Definitely makes a difference though. Let me find a better clip. Smaller one that can go on there and stay on that thing and not bother anything else. It seems like it's there. We heard it was playing good there for a while. Now if I leave it down, it's playing fine. Now let's go over to AM again. Plays much better on AM. Well, that's weird. Now I'm getting it on. You know what that is? There's an FM station and an AM station that are exactly the same, our local station. I must have tuned that in. That's the only thing I can think of. So they're similar spaced on the dial. In other words, you can flip from AM to FM to just about get it. Yeah, it's the same station. Oh, you know that's AM FM. I bet you $10. It is. I don't know what I'm switching over here though. Let me see what the FM and AM does here when I switch it. I got to figure out what this is. It definitely makes a difference. Let me disconnect it and just switch the FM over here and see. Well, I said switch it, but you know it's going to be hard to switch, obviously. Oh, where's my knobs at? Now, got nothing. Okay, so it's AM and FM are working. It kind of helps when you switch the right switch. So, alright, well, that's kind of wrap this up again. I know I wrapped it up before, but we'll wrap it up again. Basically, I think, and this radio is due for a good cleaning. Check some solder joints, check some wiring. Obviously, this goes somewhere, and now I don't know where, unless that goes to the, this could go to this, and so Bob's impatient over there. I'm just guessing. There's two different wires. I'm gonna have to find out from the, I've got the little, hopefully the legend is in here as far as tells what's what and how you switch it. Okay, yeah, AC One's earphones, one's DC. Let's see. Get it out here so you can see what I'm talking about. If I can get it out of the bag. So here we go. AC DC. That's one of them, and the other, the earphone jack. Now the other is not really sure what that is. Oh, that goes on the front. I think that's a charge light. I think that's what the other switch is for, charging the batteries. So this is our DC AC switch, because that would make sense that it has the battery going to it. So that would mean this goes to that. And this, I don't know, it's been hanging out in left field there, not doing anything. So apparently that's not needed. Don't know. And the other black wire, same thing. I found it laying over here. It's right there. You can see it's got some white paint on it or something, but it goes nowhere. So I'll figure that stuff out, and like I say, once I do, then I can finish this up. But anyway, that's a good look at it, and like I said, we did get it working. I think I may find a better speaker than that. Sounded a little bit raspy. But of course, it's not in this compartment either, so that may have something to do with it. So we'll see. Again, you guys have a great day. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see ya.